Half a day, everybody out there. Week 5 in the NFL is upon us. I'm Jason Salas, along with some really good friends of mine, Chris Malafunkshun, Barnett, Ken Nicolas, Dave Delgado, and Andy Wheeler. And we are just a bunch of guys hanging out in the wonderful confines of Chili's. We got some drinks, we got some food, and we have a bunch of football games, gentlemen, that we need to get into. Andy, let's talk about the Thursday night football game on CBS. Vikings and Packers, and let's just say the Vikings at least got on the bus.
Yeah, they did show up to the game, but then they decided not to play. So Aaron Rodgers, remember a week before last, he told everybody just relax.
Relax.
They had a rough start to the season, but he got into it. The offense is clicking. Jordy Nelson is clutch. Cobb always coming up big, and of course Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers. So they just steamrolled him.
All right, well, Ken, how did our Pigskin Pick'em's fan base pick in that game?
I think everybody knew that the Packers were going to get back on board. 92% of the people at home picked the Pack, so looks like everyone is going to have one win on the board, at least coming into the rest of the week.
Overwhelming majority. Remember, Teddy Bridgewater, the rookie quarterback out of Louisville, did not play because of a bum ankle. All right, Chris, we got some big games coming up in the Battle of the Lone Star State. It's going to be the Houston Texans traveling up to Dallas to play Cowboys. What do you have in that game?
Cowboys, I got to go with the Cowboys. Run and gun, man. They got, what's his face? DeMarco Murray, who's only the offensive player of the month in the NFL. And I really like the tight end Witten. I think Romo's got a lot of weapons. We haven't even gotten to Des Bryant. Cowboys, I think they just got to go and score a whole busload of points because their defense is pretty non-existent, but I pick the Cowboys.
All right, Dave. A surprising offensive force now for the Texans is J.J. Watt, who's already had more touchdowns right now than Andre Johnson and Arian Foster combined and everything like that. How can he exert his presence on the defensive side of the ball?
Well, they definitely have to pressure Romo because when Romo gets pressured, he makes bad decisions. But I picked the Cowboys in that game because they're starting to establish the run. And anytime you establish the run that sets up the pass, it alleviates more pressure off of Romo's shoulders. So I'm going with the Cowboys in this game.
All right. Well, Ken, who was our big winner for Week 4?
Arnold Balsita won our Week 4. He got 10 wins that week. So, Arnold, congratulations. Please come into KUAM Studios in between Monday and Friday to redeem your prize.
All right. Not that many people saw the Buccaneers pulling the upset over the Pittsburgh Steelers last week, so that was a really interesting game. All right, we're going to stay with Dave right now because, Dave, your San Francisco 49ers are hosting the Kansas City Chiefs, who looked really good last week. What do you got for the boys by the Bay?
Well, I'm going with the 49ers, and hopefully we can pick up a win again, back-to-back wins. We definitely need it in our division. But I see the 49ers bringing a little bit more pressure up front. Secondary-wise, we stepped up. We played good against Philly. So as long as we can keep with the run game with Frank Gore and rotate back there with Carlos Hyde, we'll be all right.
Yeah, Andy, what are you seeing out of KC at this point?
If they ride the success that they had last week, I think that San Francisco's in for a fight because the way the defense played last week, and Alex Smith, he did enough to get it done. The running game, passing game, everything was clicking for Kansas City. Of course, it is in San Francisco, but I think they've got that momentum going, and they're pumped up, and they're confident. They know that they can get it done against a top-tier team, so San Francisco better look up.
Excellent point, Chris, because, of course, Alex Smith, the former 49er quarterback, one of their first-round choices.
I think there's a reason they got rid of him. Harbaugh and the Niners, they know Alex Smith, and he's going to falter down the stretch. And I think the Niners, they really just got to watch the penalties, and they got to spread it around, and like you said, give it to Gore more. We need to see more Gore.
All right, now, Andy, we're going to start with you for this one because the game on Monday morning on Guam, kickoff 10:30 a.m. on KUAM TV. Your New England Patriots, who looked horrendous.
Terrible.
Let's just say. And they are hosting the Bengals, who are red hot.
Yeah, Bengals are on fire. They're just so well-rounded. Every aspect of the game, the Bengals are really solid in each one. They're not the highest scorer, not the best defense, but they're just across the board. Everybody's good, every position. And, of course, I have to pick my Patriots, but I just have a feeling that Cincinnati's going to come in and run all over them.
All right, Dave, what do you say in that game? Because Cincinnati's looking really good. Andy Dalton to A.J. Green is the connection in the NFL right now.
Yeah, Andy Dalton's a big, strong quarterback. I think offensive line for the Patriots has proved to be a problem. Tom Brady just back there doesn't seem like himself, so I think Cincinnati's going to be able to bring that pressure up front, force him into bad decisions, and the Bengals win that game.
All right, as far as our registered members at KUAM.com/Pick'ems, Ken, how did people split this game?
67% of people at home picked the Bengals. The rest picked the Patriots. And I think, Tom Brady being 37 years old, the offensive line probably not the best one he's had in a while.
Yeah.
And a Bengals defense that really prevents people from getting first down conversions, I think it's going to be a big factor. So.
Okay, let's start with Chris and go around the table. Guys, what other games are you looking for this week?
Let me see here. I am looking at the Cardinals Broncos. I think it's a tough one to pick. Mile high. We'll see how high the Cardinals can get in Denver, but I'm going with the Broncos.
All right, interesting analysis working the metaphor there. Ken, what are you going to be watching?
The Bears and Panthers. I think the Panthers are probably favorited to win, but I'm going for the Bears. I think Cam Newton's not at 100%, and I think the Bears, the record doesn't reflect how good of a team they actually are right now. So.
And going to be interesting to see how the Chicago secondary plays without Peanut Tillman. Dave, what are you looking at?
The Browns and Titans. That's a tough pick there. I'm going with the Browns, and hopefully we'll be able to see some Johnny football in that game.
All right, and Andy, we know, of course, you're going to be glued to the tube when the Patriots play and everything, but what are you going to use as your warm-up?
Just like Ken said, the Bears-Panthers, I think that's a really good NFC matchup. Carolina just hasn't been playing to their potential at the moment. And Cam Newton, like Ken said, he's coming off the injury. I think he's still a little skittish. He still doesn't want to take that big shot to hurt the ribs or mess up the ankle. And so he's just kind of playing it safe. But I think this might be the game where he really just breaks out and we get to see the Cam Newton that we know he can be.
All right, good thoughts, gentlemen. Always a pleasure to work with you. So remember, everybody, go online to KUAM.com/pick'ems. You can check your picks against everybody, including us and your friends, your classmates, your churchgoers, what have you. Or if you haven't registered yet, make sure to do so right away. We've got not one, not two, but 3 huge games on the stations of KUM for you to check out. So enjoy football, and we will see you next week from right here at Chili's in Tamuti.